new lives.
Dolphins have used human debris that they find to go fishing through the bottom mud looking for crustaceans.
They may use our debris as tools, but will their experience with humans live on in other ways? The center of Miami has a lot of new tenants. Birds have taken over apartment buildings, seeking secure places to lay their eggs. Chimpanzees have escaped from a local zoo and have followed the birds into the tower, where they feast on their eggs, setting the stage for a startling evolutionary breakthrough. While most chimpanzees greedily eat every egg, a few take a more long-term approach.
All you need is one little breakthrough. A brilliant chimp who said, let's let the birds keep one set of eggs.
By doing this, the chimps ensure that new generations of birds will hatch to continue supplying them with eggs. The chimps also protect their birds from the feral cats that hunt in the building's hallways.
If they passed on that trait of defending the towers and protecting the birds and only taking as much as they needed while letting the birds thrive, then this tribe might start down a road that could rapidly evolve.
And so apes take the first steps towards animal husbandry, one of the basic aspects of human civilization, and a keystone to the development of higher intelligence. "10 years after people. Phoenix is bone dry, and the surrounding desert threatens to wipe it off the map. This may have happened before, leading to the end of another civilization. Modern Phoenix was built on a 600-mile complex of irrigation ditches left by Native Americans called the Hohokam, who disappeared around the year 1400.
The disappearance of the Hohokam people still remains a mystery. What is believed is that there was either a drought, a massive flood, or a famine that happened and completely wiped these people off the face of the planet.
A population that may have been as high as 50,000 completely disappeared. Now, the remnants left by Phoenix's 1.5 million inhabitants are vulnerable to the same devastating forces. Phoenix faces recurrent invasions from summertime torrents of soil, sand, and dust called haboob, meaning sandstorm in Arabic.
A huge dust storm, like what you only see in the movies, but it happens here in Phoenix.
A haboob can be as wide as 60 miles and as tall as 3,500 feet. Imagine clear skies, looking off in the distance and seeing a wall of brown. And then all of a sudden you find yourself in the midst of darkness. You have dust, rock, sand, what looks like a brown cloud.
Man-made rivers and irrigation canals have long vanished. Topsoil is dry and loose, adding more dust to the wind and making dust storms in a life after people more lethal than before.
Imagine Phoenix without people when one of these dust storms come through. We have these massive buildings in central Phoenix. They stand hundreds of feet tall. The buildings would be blown out by rocks.
Acres of dust invade the broken buildings. Office floors become deserts. But they're only dry for a while, because after the dust storms come the monsoon rains, triggered by the heat rising from the Phoenix pavement.
When the monsoons come in the summer, it's very dramatic. There's mini tornadoes, downdrafts from all these big storms that can rip out all of these trees in a matter of moments.
The driving rains, sand and dust fill derelict buildings with mud. In the time of humans, emergency services would have cleared the debris. With people gone, the mud fills the offices of Phoenix's business district, creating another problem. Mud is heavier than soil, and if there's too much mud, the buildings won't survive for much longer. "20 years after people. Giant swathes of Miami are being buried by aggressively growing invasive plants.
Brazilian pepper was brought in because it's red and green for Christmas time. So it was brought in as an ornamental plant. Unfortunately, the birds like to eat its seeds and disperse it.
With no one to stop its spread, the Christmas decoration is a year-round threat to cities.
In life without humans, in 20 years, you may not even be able to see the houses behind the Brazilian pepper, which grow tall enough to overtop houses. The Miami area would really look like a jungle.
The Brazilian pepper is joined in its attack by invading waves of Lygodium, a climbing vine from Australia that can grow to 100 feet.
In the absence of people, with time, weathering would make cracks in all kinds of human structures, and just a teeny little spore of the climbing fern could seed in there and then grow up an entire building, for example, or across a bridge. Perhaps 50 years in the absence of humans, you would get entire structures covered by vines. Over time, they'd be pulling buildings and bridges and other human structures down.